stupidest thing ever.
Oh
my God, that was hysterical. Yeah. Okay, anyway, if you can't laugh at yourself, we can.
Okay, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
And I produce a lot of opportunities for laughing at myself.
Oh my God. Yes, that's exactly right. Here we go. We should be all set. Let me just get it. Yay, we're here. Yay. Hello. We're here in the main room. Welcome. So excited. Hi, Catherine.
Hey, hold on. I just want to
I know, same thing with me. I know. There we go. All right. And I've also been telling people that for some reason I create this event, and I haven't figured out what it is. But anyway, it's sort of just to let people know. I apologize because when I'm creating the event, it's just to announce it. But for some reason, it seems to be then collecting people into this private room aside from the main room, which is not where we do the readings. And so I'm not quite sure why it does that. But, we're working on it. Aren't we, Catherine?
Yeah, I mean, that's right.
Work in progress. That's what we are.
I do not provide much technological insight for Carey because I'm lost when it comes to that. So,
well, really, yes. I mean,
just turn it off and turn it back on. Let's try that.
And I feel like, I almost feel like sometimes I see people doing this and people who are pretty tech savvy. And it's not even that. It's just like sometimes you're thrown a wrench really quick and then you have to just adapt. And that's honestly half the thing. I mean, like you and I were just literally trying. That's why we're late. Sorry, we're late. But we were trying to do this on Zoom because I'm trying to use both basic streaming services. And so we're on there and then everything's set up, but then it says, I don't have permission in my own room that I created to go live. And I'm just like, I did all that already, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, in my own, someone kicked me out of my own group. Okay, so I'm going to put on the chat. Okay, so this is kind of cute. Oh, good. I see. Okay, now there is a link here. What you can do, this is fun for you too, Catherine, is that if you give Restream your permission to show your name, then we can see your name on here and in our actual chat, like on our computer screens rather than looking on the Facebook Messenger. And so if you're interested, just go ahead and do that. Yeah, it's super easy. It's nothing in your information is taken. It's just simply a live interaction in the moment. So if you could just press that, we would love it. And while we're getting set up, and then everybody can then say from there what their question is, because then we'll know your name. But hello to everyone. Catherine, how have you been? While we're getting this all ready, how have you been? What has been going on in your world since I saw you last?
I'm good. I've got a lot of things that I'm trying to revamp and just reorganize and stuff. So just trying to just figure things out.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because I posted about my friend who just published her book, which is so exciting. So we're going to organize a little interview, which I'm really excited about because she's just a really amazing person and with such a great story. So I think that'll be really interesting for everybody to check out. So yeah.
Aww, I'm so happy to hear that. So yeah, and that looked really exciting. Like I was all for it. I mean, honestly, I was all for it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to just play with this because I can see it's going to take everybody a little bit of time to kind of put all these pieces together of saying they're they accept Restream's permission and whatnot. So let's go ahead and start with the questions. So I think you can see them too, friend. Can't you on your just on your Facebook page that you have open?
I can do it on my Facebook page. Okay. And so I'm writing down the names just as people are coming in. I'm just writing your name down. So, and then I'm just putting general questions. So if you have a more specific question, just go ahead and type it in. But other than that, I'm just going to go ahead and put general. So
I think that's great.
Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic. Good. Okay. So, and why don't we go ahead? We'll just get our spaces ready, and anybody else would like to come and join us in a little grounding to set up your space. Please feel free. We would love that. Okay. Fantastic. So, Catherine, do you want to lead us in a little grounding? Do you want me to? What do you feel like?
You know what? If you wouldn't mind, I'm still writing some names down. So
absolutely, please do. So we're going to go ahead and just imagine that first of all, we're very connected to our breath, which is stemming from our heart. So we're breathing through our hearts, connecting in with our heart chakras, the center of the universe. And then as we're doing that, naturally and automatically, a grounding cord emerges from our first chakras and goes down to the, sorry, my puppy is making him funny. He's grounding too. So anyway, grounding down from our first chakras down to the center of the planet, just connecting in with all of the devas that are connected to, of course, the earth plane and all the elementals. And it goes all the way down to the center of the planet and attaches onto Mother Gaia and that iron core crystal. And then earth energy just comes back up through our grounding cord and naturally comes back up through into our bodies. And then as we do this, we bring our auras in, and then we open up our crown chakras and we allow that to flow through. And just naturally, this process of source, spirit energy, consciousness is flowing through, as well as earth energy, Mother Gaia. And then let's go ahead and just call our energy to us and put up our screens and our roses. And then I'm going to go ahead and say the reading prayer to get our energy started here. So as we read, we allow the cosmic and earth energies to flow through our bodies, opening the doors through which we become more aware of our spirituality and increase the communication of the divine within. We view the blessings of Mother Gaia and the divine, that whatever happens during this reading benefit each of us in our spiritual growth, awareness, and understanding. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, friend, I am ready whenever you are, and I'm gonna also write down a few notes about each person we're reading. So I think Cheryl, was she the first person here? And then Gina?
Cheryl was the first, and she wanted a general reading.
Wonderful.
All right, and also, hey Jennifer. Jennifer's just popped in. I'm glad you found us.
Yes, hi Jennifer. Sorry for the confusion. I'd love to take responsibility for that, but I have no idea why we jumped to a private room. And when I create an event, that should be in the main room. But we will figure it out. You know, we want to make sure people know it's happening, but at the same time, I think it matriculates off into this little room that we don't want to be in, because we're inclusive main room people.
We're inclusive. We are open and inclusive.
And we are in the main room. So.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sister, I'm ready whenever you are. You want to begin, or?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so we're going to start with Cheryl. Okay. Cheryl, if you wouldn't mind saying your full name first 3 times, we'll tap into your energy for a little general reading. So I'm definitely feeling like the flow of energy, like there is something that about like taking in energy that you're breathing, and it's just coming down through the body, and it's really grounding energy. Like I feel like it's like you're breathing in spirit light energy to use it to help you ground down. There's something about the breath. I don't know if you've been practicing breath work or if that is something that you have been thinking about, but I feel like there's something really grounding and powerful about using your breath right now, because I can just feel it just coming in, and it's just like making its way through your body and just filling it up like this whole light source. So, and I know that I remember from last week that you had said that you are starting a new job. So just remembering to really do the breath work to ground down and fill yourself with light is really important, to really protect your space and to stay grounded. I feel like this is kind of actually a similar message that was coming through from last week. So I feel like it's just really important. It's really important. They're kind of like reiterating it to like really cleanse and keep your space grounded and clear, because it's really easy for you to pick up on others' energy. So remember to keep your space clear and full of light, and just to stay grounded. It's very important for you. Yeah.
That's great. I actually see, it's interesting. I can see why she's needing the grounding on a more, I would say, higher dimensional level. What I see happening with you is I see you standing outside and it's a night sky on your back porch. And I see two big orbs of light. And as I looked into this, what I understand this to be is that on a spiritual level, you're actually connecting in with what I like to say with your star family. And what does this mean? Basically, you are connecting in with interdimensional beings that are really aligning you on an energy level with reminding you who you are as a spirit in a body. And so it almost feels like sometimes there's like, oh, like Catherine was saying, needing to ground because there's waves of light codes that are coming into your body, it's the way you feel it is by having moments of clarity and inspiration. That might be a manifestation of it, as well as feeling a sense of like almost like a DNA genetic purpose to your life, and you just know you want more of that frequency. And so I see you calling in your resources and your guides to really help you ground into your mission in this lifetime. And a mission, doesn't have to be this heavy proposal. It doesn't have to be this mandate that you have to fill it's like you've gotten your marching orders, you have to do this. It's more of, it can be as easy as living in joy, spreading light, sharing love, being kind, but in order to feel that way, we really need to be, open to it, first of all, but in alignment. And that's like what Catherine is saying, grounding, bringing it into your body. So it's not just sort of rolling around up in the upper realms or above your chakras. So
yeah, I feel like that just makes so much sense. And it just really goes with like what I'm seeing, just this light coming in. And like, I feel like the light is like kind of just infusing you. And it just also part of what the mission is that's coming through for me is just this wonderful capacity or ability to hold space, to hold space for others and their experience. So I think that, which is such a powerful gift. I mean, that is something that I just, for me personally, deeply appreciate. So I think that there's something really amazing and beautiful about your ability to hold space for others in their moments of, whatever the case may be. So, your light coming in just really helps to hold that space for others. So, yeah.
Lovely. That's so nice. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you so much, Cheryl.
The big golden sun of that beautiful light energy that you're just absorbing and you are spreading around, my friend. And just fill you up with some love and validation and self-healing. And so it is.
So it is. Very nice.
Thanks, Cheryl.
That's beautiful. Good job, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Grounding in your spiritual ascension. Love it.
No big deal. No big deal.
Just a little promise to your spirit. Little promise.
All right. And next we have Gina. And Gina would like a general reading.
Wonderful. Hi, Gina.
Hey, Gina.
Hello, Gina.
All right. Let me just shake it off.
Yeah.
All right, Gina, so if you wouldn't mind saying your full name for us 3 times, and we'll go ahead and tap into your energy. I'm just seeing these beautiful colors of, it's like almost like an orange and purple, like a sunset. I'm just seeing the sunset. And I'm just feeling this, I don't know if it's, let me see. I think it's a soul ready for, that's a soul that's opening up, looking and ready for exploration of, let's see. Hold on, guys. I'm just dropping into it. I just feel like it's like you are kind of looking out into the distance and seeing the possibilities, seeing the world kind of opening up. There's possibilities. There's like this kernel of like this sun is coming up. And so there is this new, like, I feel like it's like with the sunrise, there's always like this new feeling of like possibility, what's going to happen. And I feel like this kind of the energy that you're in right now in your life, like there is an opening of awareness and kind of seeing through the veil of the reality, like the physical 3D reality, and kind of piercing through to see what is beyond, and kind of tapping into that side of yourself and really seeing the fuller picture. And it's this really warm and exciting type of experience. But it's kind of, but yeah, and it's just filling you up with this new curiosity and this new excitement to explore and just what is the new possibility, if that makes sense. I'll pass it to you, Carey.
Makes a lot of sense to me, especially, well, I will tell you, so the picture I got is of you sitting on the ground, cross-legged, and you have a really traditional, like Native American drum, and I see you slowly hitting the drum and creating rhythm. And as I looked into this a little deeper, your guides are really telling me that you have a real proclivity and a real connection with shamanism, and that this kind of way, the way of the earth spirituality is just something that really resonates with you on a vibrational level. And I'm not sure if you've explored that or if you know, or have considered it, but they're really telling me you might want to feel into this and see if it's a match for you, because it's a really fantastic way of you doing soul connecting work through their journey work, the shaman journey, where you can travel into the different, you know, worlds and connect in with different parts of yourself, as well as do healing work and soul journey work. But it's a real powerful, I literally feel it like it's a vibrational healing for you. And the one significant thing about the drum is that, and I'm not an expert in shamanism. I'm just a beginning practitioner myself, as well as I have a real affinity for it. But the drum is part of the process that takes you into the journey. It's like, as it's a way of occupying your upper level thinking. It gets you more into your subconscious. So it just looks like it's a really fantastic tool. So just something to consider if that resonates for you.
Oh, I love that. And one thing, when you said the drum too, I was like, oh, that makes sense, because there's something about, just accessing the deeper subconscious that just, it's like it's all there waiting for you, and kind of doing some sort of like repetitive type of motion that's like entrancing is just such a great way to like bypass that conscious mind to access that deeper wisdom that we have in the subconscious, that I feel like it's just really there and coming out for you. But I feel like there's something about tapping into like a rhythmic, it could be drumming, or it could be, I even remember, I feel like last week I think whenever I read for you, you were in a boat and like you were rowing, and there's something about like the rhythm of like rowing and just doing something that is just like kind of pushing past that conscious thinking to to allow you to access all of that unconscious goodness. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
She said that her whole body is tingling after that. Well, really? It's definitely an affinity for you. It's definitely an affinity for you, and it's also so fun. I mean, like, shamanism is so awesome. It's so just beautiful and enriching, and all the things. So
definitely, I love drumming. All right. Well, Gina, thank you so much. And I'm just going to fill you up with a big golden sun full of love and just certainty and all of that wisdom that you carry. And I release you, my friend. Thank you, Gina.
Awesome. Thank you, Gina.
Thank you so much. All right. So next we have Jennifer Bahar.
Jennifer.
A general reading.
Awesome.
All right.
Fantastic.
And Gina says, my body was tingling after the grounding. Oh, you ladies are so amazing, though. Thanks, Gina. Appreciate you, my friend.
And thank you, Spirit, for showing us everything.
Yeah.
We love that.
Thanks, Spirit. All right. So, Jennifer. All right. So, if you wouldn't mind saying your full name for us 3 times, we're just going to go ahead and tap into your energy, my friend. I feel like there's I don't know if the right word is like a lightening, like a like getting lighter. But I almost feel like this flower that's kind of pulling out from the ground and reaching up towards the sun, like you're kind of pushing away, pushing through some older stuff, some older habits and patterns, and trying to lift up into the light, and step into a higher frequency and a higher consciousness. And let's see, I'm just trying to go a little deeper, see what the message is. So I'm just seeing the color, like it's like a yellowish gold, and I'm feeling it in your throat. And I just heard the words singing your heart song. I'm not sure what that means. I'm just laying it out there for you. That's what's coming through. I don't know if you are tapping into something that is bringing you creative joy and inspiration again. Maybe something that you've kind of pushed to the side in the past, and you're kind of revisiting it or thinking of revisiting it. Or maybe if it's even just like subconsciously planted, but there is something about stepping back into your heart's joy, singing your heart's joy. And it's really going to help you elevate and ascend to this lightness, and to kind of, and ultimately to break free of some older patterns that you're trying to move away from. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but that's just kind of the imagery that's kind of coming through. I don't know, Carey, maybe you'll have
I totally am in alignment with that, because what I saw is this picture of you holding this silver plate, and the silver plate looks like more of a platter that you'd find like at a medieval fest or at a table. And so, and it's almost like as though you're putting out this plate, like almost like an offering, yes, to, I would say, spirit, but also asking for the plate to be filled. And it looks like what you're looking for. And then as I look at your body, I see almost like when you look at when a cow who is a black and white has spots, and there's like these spots that are around, I see your field, your energy field. And I think they're what you're talking about, Catherine. They're old, it's literally like life frustrations, right? It's like, sometimes life, when we're in this physical body, this 3D world, is tough. We have responsibilities, we have things that we have to take care of different things. But yet you have an understanding that it can be better than in your body than it is right now. You want to feel more high vibrational and in flow. This is what Catherine's talking about. And so the tool they're sharing with me, and I do have a link to this because I did a class on this. I'm not sure if you knew about it, but it's on the violet flame. And so I did a class, and then I also did a journey with it. But really they're asking you to like use these type of tools to clear your energy field, to be able to have more space in your space, and to have it be of a higher vibration, because you feel as though you're dragging around different bits of energy, which is in the sense of like, a little bit of depression, I would say. There is some family intergenerational programming for when you were young in this lifetime. There's also this, you're sloughing off the burdens of motherhood. That's what they're telling me. And then the programming around that, how it can, it can alter how your physical chemistry is. So the good news is this is a pretty simple technique, and it can really help lighten and transmute some of this energy that you're ready to release. And so fear not, and it can happen in a split second, because there is no time or space. So yes, that's what summary of what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think that just when you said like it's you're dragging it around, that's absolutely like what this energy feels like. It's like you're bursting through, reaching towards the sun and the light, but it's like this, just like you having to drag around like this old, like you're saying, Carey, just energy, feelings, just different patterns, and I feel like there's just something about working in, because to me it feels like very physical, in the sense that if you are moving your body and you're moving it, it really helps to work through those holding patterns where you're holding that energy, where you're doing the movement is going to really help release that. I mean, it doesn't even have to be, I mean, it could be yoga, of course, but I mean, even just like dance or walking or whatever, just where you're really grounded,
stretching, yoga,
stretching, feeling your body move and moving those energy channels in your body, I feel like is really going to be very helpful for you too. Just something to think about, be aware of.
Definitely. I mean, this is why, like, when we hear about that there's beings here helping us trying to ascend right now, and that's because they want to come closer, but they're like, wow, it's dense down there, right? Like, we're carrying all this crap from lifetimes and from all this, density that we have here. We are releasing it. It doesn't have to be complicated, but just know what you're working with, and give yourself a lot of mercy and a lot of grace, because it's not easy sometimes. It is not.
It's a lifelong process,
it's
something that we
definitely a process.
Really achieve. It's just it's a part of what the life process is. So yeah,
definitely.
Awesome. Well, Jennifer, let us know if that resonates, and let us know your experience. I would love to hear from you. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill you up with a big golden sun of freedom, of spirit, full of self-love, self-care, and validation, and gratitude. And thank you for sharing your space with us, Jennifer.
Thank you.
And I'm releasing my friends.
Yay! Yay!
All right. And Gina says, I'm a kinesiologist and hypnotherapist.
Amazing.
So work on healing energy chakras in the subconscious mind already, and have just enrolled to learn tapping and also crystal healing and transpersonal psychology. Thank you for showing me on the right path. You are so on the right path, Gina. You are living it, my friend. You are doing it. And yeah, that's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. And Jennifer says, and so super in alignment. So thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer.
I'm so glad to hear that.
All right. So next we have Miss Melissa. Hey,
hi, Melissa.
And I believe, Melissa, that you asked for a love reading today. So awesome. I'm going to assume that means what's going on in your love life, as far as like maybe you're looking for love. So yeah. So we'll just dive in there. Let's see what happens. Let's see what comes up.
See what we got. Okay.
Yeah, fine. All right, Melissa, go ahead and say your full name for us 3 times, and we'll just go ahead and tap into your energy, my friend. So I just want to say one thing that it's kind of coming out pretty clearly for me is that I'm feeling it in my third chakra. It's like there's these little sprinkle dust coming in from the seventh chakra, coming down all the way to my third. And I don't know if it's necessarily a reminder, if it's something you're already doing, but just remembering to stay in your power, to stay in your stay in your own self, to remember to hold your boundaries, to state what your needs are, to come from a place of empowered strength, and not necessarily to come from a place of codependency. I'm not saying that that's what you do, but I'm just getting the message to remind to hold that space, hold your space, stay in an empowered space, and not give your power away to others. Just really feel yourself, like really. I'm just feeling like, just really leaning into that feeling of like appreciating, loving, feeling yourself, and knowing your worth, knowing your value, knowing that you are an empowered sovereign being, and you are on your own path, and it's not for you to fix others, and it's not for you to try to do somebody else's work for them. Just stay doing your own work, holding your own space, and allowing others to do their work. And whenever you can do that, you can kind of come together in a more highly aligned way. But I'm just getting the message just to like really step into like, you're feeling yourself kind of vibe, and knowing your worth and your value, because it's so much, and not giving it away. I keep hearing, don't give it away. So that's what's coming through for me.
That's so good. So, okay, right away, what I got is they're telling me is that there is a past relationship that is stuck in your, let's just keep it clear, and it's in your heart. So there's another relationship that you've already had that is affecting your present time ability to, first of all, open up to a new relationship, but also to receive the new relationship. And so they're giving me some really clear exercises that you can do that will help you start to heal this and release this. They're saying that journaling is really helpful for you, and that you can literally, take an hour, and they're telling me a couple times a week for like, take the month of July and just work on this specific issue. And you can do it in a very, grounded way. So have your like love to self journal, okay, just for you. And in that, 3 times a week, what they're saying you should do is to go through and say, what past relationships am I holding on to? What pain am I holding on to? What is the fear I have? Things like that. And so come up with your own intuitive questions for it. And then what they want is they want you to bring the unconscious to the conscious, so that you can start to process it, deal with it, and move on. Than to be grounded about it and practical, because it all is about us opening up, but also what are we holding on to that's blocking that healthy, yummy relationship from coming through. And not to say I'm quoting like 100 classes I've already taught, but I have taught a class on this, because just being clear, I've been married for 21 years, and in order to manifest that, open up to that relationship, I had to do a lot of work on myself. And so I went about it pretty practically, even for an air sign. And so this really, it helps a lot of people, because you're taking control. It's like you're saying, you're adding your value, you're able to see, but you're also really able to see where you don't value yourself. So, and holding on. And this is part of the like purging process, and then and then the next month, fill up with what you do want. What kind of relationship do you want? How do you want it to feel? How do you want to feel in the relationship? What are the qualities you want in that relationship? And what I mean by that are things like equanimity, balance, health, support, love, unconditional, right? So this is the sort of thing this is a great way to approach relationships when it comes to manifesting, because you have vetted a lot and cleaned out a lot of the stuff that's held you back or kept you blocked from someone that is really a great potential partner, but with our own stuff. And then we take the control back. So there you are.
Yeah, I think that's great. And what I remember too, from looking at your chart, Melissa, is that writing is like something that's really powerful for you. It's like a really good tool for you. So just lean into that. Just like Carey was saying, doing the writing, just write it out without judgment, without needing it to be like look or sound a certain way, because it's just for you, so it doesn't matter, So I would lean into that, because from what I remember, writing is like it's a powerful tool for you.
Yay.
So yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Melissa. Well, thank you. And I'm just going to fill you up with the big golden sun of that self-love, and I'm going to release you, my friends.
Thank you. So good.
All right.
Okay.
So next we have Kylie.
Oh, hey, hi, Kylie. Hi, sweet.
And so Kylie's question, she is saying that she feels out of alignment and would like some insight. All right. Okay. I feel you, my friend. I know how that goes. All right. So go ahead and say your full name for us 3 times, Kylie. So I just feel like, Kylie, first thing, like you're just, there's a lot of purging that's happening. There's a lot of stuff coming out of the 3rd chakra. I feel like it's just stuff, like older stuff that's been just kind of being cleared out. And I think that this is just like a moment of honoring the change that's happening, honoring the growth and the clearing out that's occurring, because I feel like there's just a lot of there's like an influx of light that's coming in, and it's just like pushing out this older stuff out of your throat, out of your throat chakra. But let me just go in a little deeper and see what else the message is. I feel like it's tied to feelings of self-worth, feelings of sadness around not feeling good enough, not feeling seen, not feeling hold on. I just feel like there's this part where it's just like almost like this wanting to curl into a ball of just because you don't want to be seen or judged or rejected outright. And I feel like that is something that we tend to hold deep within ourselves. Like it's something that we hold in the deeper, more vulnerable spaces, the darker spaces. And I feel like right now it's getting a light is getting shined on it. Like with this feeling of discomfort and not wanting to be seen for fear of being put out there and judged or rejected. And it's up for review. Like now it's time you've been doing the work to bring this out into the light. And it's not an easy thing to do. It's not a comfortable thing to do. And so, but I feel like you are really taking a look at it and embracing it and really working step by step, day by day, just working. And that's all you can do. All you can do is just embracing it, not repressing it, but allowing the light to shine on it and allowing it to come up, to be healed, to be loved. to be embraced, because I feel like there's a part of you that feels, just like you are on your own, but knowing that you are, that you are, that you are in, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know if community is the right word, but, because I think this is more about you loving yourself and just honoring that side of yourself that feels alone, and scared to be seen, and just really embracing and bringing that part of yourself out to the light, which you're doing, and knowing that you do have what it takes, like you have so much to offer, and it's time for that part to be healed, re-embraced, and seen once again. I don't know. I feel like I hope that
so
was
good. So good. No, it's so good. So good. Yeah. Excellent. So I love all that. So the messages I'm getting I'm looking at it for more of a dimensional. This is like, I realized the reason I'm reading this way right now, just a side note, is because I went into the Akashic Records before I came in here for an hour. So like, I'm already like, my perspective is very, very, very like, from that dimension. So I think maybe that's helpful today. I hope so. But anyway, what I'm seeing is that you are releasing these it's so tied into the emotional stuff you're talking about and the feelings of self-worth, Catherine. So it's like you've been encased for a long time in these puritanical kind of lifetimes of the mindset of restriction, expectation, judgment, just really being bound with those sort of energies and that programming of, this is how I'm supposed to be, this is how I'm supposed to act, this is what it's supposed to feel like, this is how I'm, supposed to cut, this is how my life is supposed to look. And so but at the same time, there's what you're talking about, Catherine, like that judgment and the feelings of not being understood, not being seen, and then feeling that sense of loss because you've lost part of yourself. The truth is, on a spirit level, you are cracking open these cases of programming. And so what they're giving me as a recommendation to really help you step into your body as the full soul you are, just to remember this, that all the feelings and all of the thought processes and all of the feelings of being out of alignment is passing through you. And that is not there to stay, and that it is just a moment in your life right now where you're in huge transition, and to be kind to yourself and give yourself a lot of grace, and to remember, even 3 months from now, you're going to look back and go, wow, I just went through a huge like awakening process of opening up and releasing all this. So really give yourself a lot of kindness and gentleness and nurturing and holding your inner child, and just, like what you were saying, Catherine, just really taking care of your heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And one thing too is that knowing that whenever you're feeling kind of out of alignment, or your energy you're feeling this, just know that you take that as a sign that you're making progress, that you're doing the work, you are doing the deeper work, and you're allowing these things to come up to the surface rather than keeping them hidden. So just take it as an affirmation that, this is just a part of me that's coming up for healing, and it's just going to, and you're just going to keep moving right through that, and in a more clear and aligned way. So yeah.
That's lovely. Yeah. I love that. That's so lovely. Yeah, that's it. Because otherwise you would just be numb and stuck. I mean, that's the truth. Like when you're not moving, you just sort of, I don't question anything. I just kind of, I'm drifting, which there's nothing wrong with that either. We've all done that in many,
that's a different life path.
That in many lifetimes, sometimes to take a break, to be honest with you, and just say it.
Exactly.
It's a quantum healing realm. Okay.
Thank you, Kylie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kylie.
Yes. So we're just going to fill
you up with
Kylie. Big, beautiful golden sun of all of that self-love and healing. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, friend.
We release you. All right.
Thank you.
Yay. All right. Let's see. What's next? Or who's next, I should say. Kimberly So I am not, I don't know if I ever read for Kimberly before.
Fantastic. Hi, Kimberly. Welcome to our circle. Very happy to have you here. Very happy and grateful.
Definitely. So Kimberly, I think I have you down for just a general reading. So if you wouldn't mind just saying your full name for us 3 times, we will get tapped into your energetic signature and just see what comes up, see what comes through. So I'm just getting this image of a of a crocodile, like a crocodile mask that you are wearing. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'm trying to see where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm feeling it in the heart and it's moving up to the throat. I'm almost feeling like it's like clenched. I know you're probably getting lots of information over there, Carey. So.
Oh no, it's interesting. No, I'm enjoying it. So, well, it's interesting. I'm getting a couple different things coming in about you, and this could be because it's the first time we're reading you, I believe, but so your spirit's showing us different parts of you, which is so interesting. So the first thing, it's very interesting that came up for me is the word civics. And as I looked into that, they are showing me that this has been either, and see if this resonates, of course, a part of your life, or a framework that you've dealt with in the past that has to do with you in relationship to where you live, being involved actively, either politically or with how things are functioning where you live. So this is sort of like you have this mindset, you have a good mind. This is what then that leads into the next part, which says mindset. And I feel like either you've been really working on mindset or you really see how important mindset is and how mindset creates your reality, how, what we perceive, we experience. So I'm getting like Norman Vincent Peale. I'm getting, all the mindset experts, of course. Either you're studying them or you're really just, running in that direction, which is a wonderful thing as it relates to cause and effect and learning about how to put out into the world what you want. And then the word awareness really came up for me too for you. And that is just you are having a lot of aha moments, which are leading you to realize, oh, when I did this, this happened in my life. And when I did this action, this happened. So it's a lot of in a time of empowerment, but they're also telling me you have a fine mind, a really fine mind. Lastly, they're telling me that as we have good minds, be aware of how the mind can also come in and judge our spiritual experiences and how we perceive spirit, energy, intuitive development, source, connection, and interaction with spirit in general. So use the mind in your favor. Don't let it use you. That's what I'm getting.
Beautiful. Wow. And so one word that was coming to me is that you are an advocate. Like you are, you play this role of an advocate for others, or like you are the one that can really help do the fight for others, or just really get them the help or sources or whatever it is, or the information or whatever it is that they need, that they're that you aren't afraid to take on the pushback, the headwind, like you can push through it, because I feel like that is kind of like what they were showing me, like you you will play the role as advocate for others and helping them. But then it's like this role that you play, but then there's also like this inner side of you that is, I don't know, I'm trying to see what so I think like the message is that's just a role that you play. And that's something that you take that you're very passionate about and that you really take seriously. And that's one thing that you're here. That's what you feel like your soul mission purpose is to help advocate for others in some way.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Liz, let us know if that resonates, Gina.
Resonates.
We'd love your feedback just to see if that was an alignment or what your perception of that was. We'd love to know.
Yeah, Kimberly, thank you so much. Thanks for being here and sharing the space with us. And I just want to fill you up with the big golden sun of love and certainty and validation, and just give thanks. Thank you, my friend. We release you.
Thanks. Release you. Beautiful. Awesome. We love it.
Love it. Okay.
Love it.
All right. And let's see, Carly said, this sounds exactly like what I've been sensing and totally validates how I've been reading my energy. I feel you, girl. Well, you were doing great, my friend. Truly.
So glad. Truly. Thank you so much. That makes us happy.
And so next we have Ashley. And Ashley.
Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Ashley. And Ashley would like a general reading.
Great.
Okay. Okay. Ashley, if you wouldn't mind saying your full name 3 times. I feel like you're ready to take action on something. There's something, and it's connected to the heart. There's something you're ready to initiate or take action on, or there is something that it's just looking at it. Or I wonder if it's more that you're feeling confined, that you want to break free from, that you want to feel, that you're just like feeling confined and you want to break free so you can be more wild, like your inner wildness can come through. Because there's something where you're feeling like you've just been boxed in. But you're tapping into this like wild free. I'm just seeing this beautiful orange horse, and it's orange. But and it's just like it's like wanting to, it's like excited, and it's just trying to like break through. So it's almost like you have this initiative and this excitement, and so you're trying to like break through out of this box to initiate action. So that's what's initially coming through.
That's awesome. That goes really well with what I'm seeing and also sensing here too. The first thing that they told me, this could be symbolism and this could be literal, but the thing they showed me is you wanting to buy a car, either a new car or upgrade your car, something along those lines. And as you move towards that, you are really looking at the exercise of manifestation, how to manifest. How do I want to manifest? How's that going to look? What are my limitations? It's a lot of what Catherine is saying of like, you know, you're wanting to create something, you're wanting to grow, you want to have something expand. things of that nature. And this is all, you're also, so you're clearing, but you're looking at your old ways of creating income and money, prosperity, and clearing them out. And you are there's a sense of determination here, but there's moments when you get frustrated naturally. And so I would say one of the things I hear in your head is that it looks to me, see if this resonates, that you're pissed because of some of your parental, like, limited thinking about money. And all I can say is, if this is so, this is so common on the planet. And so know that you're in good company, and you absolutely can clear this out and reset the parameters for manifesting. So, and opening up to that. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's, that's what
Beautiful.
I'm seeing.
And I mean, I think that just tapping into that, like, wild horse type of energy, because it's just like, I feel like it's just, that was the first thing I saw. It's just like on its hind legs, and it's just busting through this box, which, as Carey was saying, is just like these preconceived, notions, expectations, thinking that things are supposed to be a certain way, where it's like that's too confining, and it's not in alignment with what your spirit wants to do, and the way that your spirit can manifest and work. So really calling in that wild horse energy. I see it so strong with you. And just, knowing that your spirit is wild and free, and to trust and see what creative ways that you can come up with that are outside of the normal paradigm way of thinking, because that doesn't fit you. So, yeah.
Definitely.
Beautiful.
You do you, girl. You do
it. Beautiful.
Okay, awesome.
Well,
all right.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm just going to fill you up with the big golden sun of your wild free spirit. I love it.
Love it.
And I'm just going to release you, my friend. Thank you.
You get that new car, girl. Okay, so I have to tell you what Kimberly said, we just read. She said, wow, my business name is Find Your Village Real Estate. I literally have client advocate on my business cards.
Yes, girl, do it.
Good job, girl. And then she says, it's all about networking and connecting. I love that.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's what we do, just advocating for others, advocating and being that, that go-between and that information-based go-between. Yes.
Yay, awesome. We're so happy to have you. It's so nice to have you in the group. Welcome.
Yeah. Thanks, Kimberly. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, great. So who's next? Okay. Stay focused, Katie. Stay focused. Okay. Jennifer's next. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
And Jennifer is wanting just a general reading. Easy enough. Easy. All right. So, Jennifer, if you wouldn't mind saying your name for us 3 times. So what's coming up for me is it's funny, like, as we're moving from that one fiery horse, now I'm seeing a kind of like a seahorse, where it's like kind of curled in on itself. And I'm feeling it really deeply in my 3rd chakra. It's almost like it's kind of, it's definitely wanting to express itself and initiate its own type of action, but I'm feeling like it's kind of compressed, as though it's being like kind of held in what's the word I'm looking for, when things aren't really like moving, it's like held in I don't know if static. No.
Stagnant.
Stagnant. Thank you. That's good. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And it's wanting to really push itself out. That's just like the energy I'm feeling. Like it just wants to like push itself out and to really speak the truth. Like that's what I'm getting that really strong, like speaking your truth and asserting yourself. That's just, oof, I'm getting that really strong, and like getting the seahorse to like kind of open up and just like speaking your truth, asserting yourself, taking claim of your space, your rightful space, what it is that you want, and in just embodying all of that energy. I feel like it's just kind of being held there, and the invitation is to really step into it and just assert your will, assert it, speak it, step into it, and just and move it forward. Yeah.
Excellent. Love it.
What are you thinking, Carey?
Well, interesting. I am sort of nabbing a past life here that looks like it's coming up. So, of course, we say, see if this resonates for you, but it's interesting. So this really parallels and reminds me of this movie that is probably like 30 years old now, called Out of Africa, which is Meryl Streep, and I think it's based at maybe the turn of the century or early 1920s, up in that era. And essentially there's a parallel similarity between this past life I'm seeing and then Meryl Streep's what she had happening. So essentially in your case, and what I always say, just a little preface, is that as we're looking at past lives are coming up for us to look at, review, and heal, let go, release, and they're teachers for us. That's the very, clearest way to talk about them. So what I'm seeing is you are a woman who is, again, very resourceful, very determined, wise, and it looks like that you lived in you had parents that were fairly wealthy. They were landowners and they had people that worked on the land. But you were very hands-on and involved with like managing the land and doing work that often men would do. And you didn't want to be limited in any way by people's perceptions. And so, in fact, it really pissed you off. So it looks like what you're bringing through to this moment now is the courage to remind yourself that you can do absolutely anything, because in this life you were really a badass. You did some serious, first of all, the conditions were, pretty tough. And you were doing a lot of physical labor, but then you were telling, men on this land, this ranch, this, property you had, what to do. So you didn't take guff from anybody. So you were in a position of authority, and it's really going into that third chakra power center of, I can freaking do this, So I love that, Catherine, seeing that. It's like, I can absolutely do what I put my mind to, and I don't want to feel limited in any way. I have all the resources I need around me, either within me or around me, and I can do what I'm here to do. So it's a message of strength for sure.
Definitely. And just that feeling of empowerment. And like you were saying, just that I can do what I came here to do, and I'm going to take action and have that courage and just do it. Because otherwise it's just going to, drawing things out, into this. It's not going to make things any easier or better. It just, it's a time to like tap into that courage to initiate that action and say that, I'm fucking doing this. I'm fucking doing it.
Exactly.
That's like really coming through for me, just like this initiating action.
Exactly. The other thing they're kind of showing me is it has to do with literally the elements, air, water, fire, and earth. And that it's like as though you have an imbalance of water. I think that's the seahorse, which kind of mellows everything out and quiets everything down. They're really showing me you need to balance back with the fire energy, saying, wait a minute, water, we need to have balance here to create symmetry on an earth level. So that's something to just consider. And what does that mean realistically? If you do any kind of, traditional ceremonial work, you can ask for balance, in these different areas, these 4 areas, which makes up the perfect balance on the earth plane of like the 4 elements. So just a little, if you're into ritual, just a thought. So.
All right. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Yes. I'm just going to fill you up with that big golden sun full of fire and self-love and action and all those beautiful things. And I'm just going to release you, my friend.
Yay. Thank you.
All right. And I just want to make sure. Let's see. Okay. And then we have Susan. Hey, Susan.
Hi, Susan. Oh, just to let you know what Jennifer said as we're about to do our friend Susan. Jennifer says, this resonates so much. Thank you so very much. I needed to be reminded about courage, no limits, and it's interesting about the imbalance of water. Yes, that is something to think about. And I mean, you could go pretty far with that if you wanted to ask Catherine about the astrological piece of it. She could speak to that perfectly. But what would you say? Okay, Catherine, that's a great point. Let's pause for a moment.
Yeah.
If someone does, in this case, have a lot of certain types of elements in their chart and they want to create more balance, what would you say to a client, just recommending, if they're maybe over, let's just use water as an example. If they've got sort of like they have a lot of that in their chart and it makes them feel out of sync with their other parts. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, so each chart is so individual because there are, depending on, even if you have like a lot of signs in a particular element, it can be in a certain house, which would bring it balance, which you wouldn't even realize right off the bat. But generally speaking, like if you have an over amount of water, then one good thing also to bring in is some earth element, because earth and water make mud, and it's just more stabilizing. Like earth brings water form, whereas water brings earth more life. And so you actually bringing in the earth element of just groundedness, grounding down that emotional energy, and just bringing some solidity really helps with all of that water. It kind of gives it some form. So those two really go together, and then fire and air also really go together. They really complement each other. So if you have a lot of fire, then you can bring in some air. But also, I mean, I feel like each element does have its own way to complement each other. So, I mean, if you have water and then you're bringing in the fire, I mean, it does have that more initiating type of experience. But also, I think it just depends on having like a good balance in general. That makes sense.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that wisdom.
Yeah.
It's good to hear about it from that perspective too, of course. So. Oh, all right. So
my wall just sharing space. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I'm just
reading the
Okay.
comments.
All right. So next we have Susan.
Hello, Susan.
And I think Susan, you just have a general reading, if that is correct. Yes. Okay. So Susan, if you wouldn't mind saying your full name for us 3 times, we can go ahead and tap into your beautiful energy. And go ahead, Carey, if you're getting something.
Yeah. So, okay. So, all right. So full disclosure, Susan, as you know, everyone, she's one of my students. So I am up in her aura on a regular basis. And so So anyway, they're giving me sort of an advanced like look into what's happening with her. And I'll say this in general that, Susan, you're a very open channel for spirit and source, very intuitive, very clairvoyant, really in tune, and very excited about your journey and where things are. And so I feel a lot of buzzing around my upper chakras, in particular the seventh chakra. And it's almost like there's this feeling in your soul of like, finally, it's my time. Like it's my time to like, where I am not alone on my journey, but also I can really explore these, sort of advanced metaphysical and mystical realities and have a support around it. Like there's other people who are doing it too. So there's a lot of celebration with that and a lot of excitement and affinity. And then also too, I feel like I see your guides around your crown, and although there's so much of a connection and love, they're also saying it's okay. Like take time, like you say, be with the earth, ground, center yourself, know that you're not missing out on anything. Nothing's being cut short. Your life is a continuum, and all the things you want to learn, experience, integrate, and grow with will happen. And the main thing is just enjoying the essence of where you are. Like enjoy the fruits of your labor, that you've really done a lot of work and you continue to do a lot of work on yourself. And that sometimes I would say closing down this channel of some of the upper chakras helps us integrate a little more. And sometimes we just need to tell them, let's just take a little break so my body can catch up to where all my integration is, because it's sort of like school is in session for you. And so you're learning a ton, but it's also, I feel like, affecting your nervous system a little bit. And so you just want to temper it, take a calm breath, pace yourself, and center and sort of slow things down and be in your body. And you're doing this already. And they're really saying nurturing yourself with through connection, being in the earth, digging in the earth like you do, as well as hiking, meditating near the, outside, touching the ground, and just asking for everything to slow down a little bit. And it doesn't mean you're learning any less. In fact, you're learning so much. Oh my God, like you're just like going like lightning speed, but you also want to kind of have it be calmer and soothing. So that's what they're telling me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Uh-huh.
And so one thing that was coming up for me is that it's like I'm seeing this rush of green water, and it's just coming down like a waterfall. And I think that it's like just coming from like all of this energy and information that's just like sort of flowing in, and it's just now rushing down around your feet. And it's like it's planting and fertilizing all of your like energy space. But it's also like this reminder, like Carey was saying, just to ground your energy down, because it's just like you've had so much of an influx of information as you are opening up, and you are just such a natural, intuitive channel. And just to remember to ground that energy down, and to really do a lot of cleansing. And because I know that working in the earth is just so meditative and healing for you. And I feel like doing that active meditation, kind of like what we were saying with Gina earlier, where it's just like this active way to kind of bypass the conscious mind, to really do just some deep meditation, but actively, I feel like is really important for you. And also like doing it, and it really taps in whenever you are in the natural world. When you can do something that is connected to the earth, it really helps ground all of that energy down, and to get into some sort of meditative state to help kind of the processing of all of the energy that's coming in, but also just getting that conscious mind out of the way. Because I just feel like it just It is. It can be overwhelming, and it's just like even I'm feeling it right now, like where it's just like all of this energy, information, opening up, and just being able to allow it space to integrate completely by grounding it down, and just knowing that you are absolutely doing the work that you need to be doing. And it's such a process. It's such a process. So you having to take care of yourself, to allow that time to integrate, to allow that time to really to feel it. I feel like there's a lot of feeling body. Like you need to ground into your feeling body, to allow it to integrate there, to allow it to process. But I just see this big green rush of water that's just it's just like this the power of a waterfall that's just beating down, and it's just this steady strum, and so using that to fertilize and ground the ground around you. Yeah, I don't know.
This is so good. It's so good. The one other thing that they were saying to me after when you started talking, actually, Catherine, is that we get to a point on our journey where we're consuming a lot of information, teachings, classes, courses. I mean, and they're in like every category, right? Every single category. And so what they're telling me is begin to shift your experience from being consumer of information and processor to expert, right? Because that is what is going to, and even the word expert can be triggering, but at the same time, shift into, and what does this mean for me? And what am I going, what's my next step? And where am I, where am I? Because the more, I mean, I love learning. We all love learning here, and we love consuming information about growth and spiritual development. And I mean, category. But at the same time, not to stray away from listening to your own higher self, and following that wisdom, and then letting it guide you to what your next steps are. That's the benefit of tapping in regularly and connecting in, whether it be through meditation, whatever your interaction with your higher self is, whatever kind of dialogue you do, however you do it. It's so important to be fed by that channel of information as your source, because that's connected to the greater source, right? So it also is very calming, I've seen for her. So
beautiful. Yes. All right. Awesome. Well, Susan, thank you so much.
Thank you, Susan.
For being here. And I can't wait to share this space with you and do these readings together.
Yes, you're going to be jumping on here before you know it. Yeah. So exciting. Valeria said hi. Hi, Valeria.
Hey, Valeria.
Hi, sweets. And let's see. So yeah, and Dawn is here, my friend. Hi, Dawn.
Oh, hey, Dawn.
And Susan says this resonates so much. And thank you, Spirit, and both you souls for your help. I needed to hear this so much.
Oh,
hooray!
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad. I think we just have one reading left. Do we have one left? Or?
Yeah, we have one left. Her name is Tisha.
Oh, and fantastic.
And she wants a general reading. And I think that's all that that we have time for today.
We have time for today. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. And if anybody else, we do this every single Tuesday. Sometimes we have pops-ups in the evenings, but you can always count on it if you didn't get read today. And we thank you.
Yeah. So. Thank you. All right, Tisha. Well, if you wouldn't mind saying your full name for us 3 times, and we will tap into your energy, my friend. I feel like there's like a theme with like playing instruments or like keeping rhythm, because I'm seeing like these sticks like tapping at something like dun 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 dun. Let's see. And I wonder if it's like, because I feel like it's like this African art where there's like this long stick with this beautiful African art. And then there's two sticks that are being like tapped. I'm wondering if this is like tapping into a past life or something. I'm trying to get with the messages. What's the deeper story?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm gonna let you go, Carey. Because
Okay, no problem. Okay, so first of all, as I'm most of the time when I'm looking at spirit, just so you know, this is how validate your process and how it begins to unfold for you as you open up your intuition, right? So what I'm seeing is off to the left of me, I see you again, a lot of Native American traditions coming through here, earth-based spirituality. So what I see is you wanting to contact in this, at least in this place, I'm seeing you, Great Spirit. And I see you out by this beautiful open campfire in the desert, but there's definitely mountains in the background, and you looking up and just feeling that communion between earth and sky. And so the other word that I'm seeing in representation of where you are right now is they're saying it's an unfoldment, that you are unfolding to your greater purpose and to the mystery of your soul, which you don't want to be a mystery anymore. But the other thing is I'm seeing there's this longing here to go to somewhere in the Southwest to commune and maybe do either some kind of a course or a journey or a class or be able to commune. And the words coming up for me are Taos, New Mexico, and Sedona. And so it just feels like something that your soul is longing for, and that it will be a great experience for you. And it's just a way of tapping into whether we can do these things literally or not. It's mainly like tapping into that kind of a spirituality. That's something you relate to, say, more than a structured, dogmatic, religious, experience, obviously. But that this is something you have always related. You feel like the earth is your church. That's the words I'm getting. So.
That makes so much sense, because then after you started talking, I just got sacred ritual. Like it's part of like what I was seeing was like sacred ritual.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and like just going, because there was a feeling of joy, like a feeling of like lightheartedness and joy and deep appreciation and deep respect. And so I feel like it's like I was seeing like a old just sacred ritual of and it makes sense. Like this is like kind of like a soul's longing like where you feel at home, where you feel like your most true vibrant self is a soul, and your deepest soul expression. And so I think like I was just seeing like a type of sacred ritual that your soul is tuned into, and it's just I would love that, like exploring like the different cultures and seeing like what resonates and seeing like but I feel like it's also some sort of like rite of passage too. Like there's some sort of like transition. It's almost like a celebration or rite of passage that your soul is reaching out for, or remembering, longing for, re-experiencing. That's what I got.
Amazing. Well, it's interesting you said that, because I forgot, because I've been writing down words. So there's also within that ritual, I feel like if you do some type of journey work, that there is this heirloom. That's the word they were saying to me. It's an heirloom that will come to you from Great Mother Spirit, or from a female archetype, spirit. It could be, many of the divine feminine sort of archetypes, but there's some delivery of some box that has some information or some kind of a remembrance or an up level of some sort. So they're telling me, look for that.
Ooh,
so let us know if this resonates. Anybody here, like, it's always good for us to get feedback, And to see, first of all, as it resonates, right, Catherine? But then
Mhm.
also, like, does this make sense to you at all?
I know. Because sometimes I know, like that's like the big like
Yeah, I
the
always feel
pushback,
like,
'cause it's like,
oh, I mean,
I'm just gonna
we're
go
like, you
there.
and I are like, isn't this amazing? And oh, wow, I totally, and you're just like, and then we think, oh, yeah.
I see people like, banging some sticks,
Oh my gosh, I know. This is
Um,
crazy.
yes. All right,
Okay,
Tisha,
let me
well, I'm
see
gonna
what
throw it
else.
up with the golden
Oh, yeah,
sun
so,
of
I hear
love,
myself chat. Yeah. And so anyway,
celebration.
everybody, this is so, I'm just seeing if there's any other messages here. The thing
Yeah.
I have here from Dawn, she's so cute. Oh, wait, first of all, Susan said, this really resonates so much. Thank you, Spirit and both souls for the help. I needed to hear this so much. And then Dawn said, I love how I get messages even when it's not my reading.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
love that. I love how
Yeah.
spirit works in that way. It is. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Um,
I guess
what
we're
were you
done.
saying?
Did we
Yeah.
fill her up yet?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, with all of her self-love and celebration and all of
Hey,
that good
hey,
stuff. So
hey.
thank you, Tisha. Thank you,
Oh,
my
wait, Tisha said,
friend.
this is what she said. This is
Okay.
great. I feel like I'm at a crossroads right now with my life, and being outside and enjoying nature really helps ease my anxiety and doubt. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you so much, Tisha. Well, I will say, just saying from all that information, see if it resonates with you and explore it, because it's when we find ourselves in an expression of our spirituality, we get all those gifts, and also it just makes us come home more to who we truly are, which of course lessens anxiety, right, Catherine? So
absolutely.
yeah, let us
Absolutely.
know how your journey goes. We're here to support you.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yay.
Thank you, Tisha.
Okay,
Whew. All
that
right.
was a good one. Did we fill her up?
Okay.
Am I spacing out,
We
or did
did.
we already?
We filled
Okay,
her up.
good. All right, awesome. Okay, but
All
this
right.
was such a great session, Catherine. It was so fun
Yeah,
spending
this is
time with you.
good. Woo, I know.
Yay.
It's so good. And I'm so excited that Kirsten's going to be back next week and
Yay.
yeah, and all that good stuff. But I'm going to go
Yay.
it's what, almost
I
2 o'clock.
know you're
So I'm
like,
gonna
you've got
I'm
children.
gonna put my feet
Yeah,
up
and I
and
just
have
have
a
a
glass of
dog
wine
sitting at
before
my feet.
my
My kids
kids.
aren't even they're out of town. So, all right,
Okay.
awesome. Thanks everybody. We love you, and
Yes,
keep
thank you so much,
sharing,
everyone.
and we're so happy to have you here. So we're grateful.
Yay.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye,
Yay. We will
everybody.
see you
Bye,
soon.
Catherine. Love you.
Bye. Love
See you
you.
later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.